Afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the studio. Let's see if everything is working the way it's supposed to. I need to move a few things out of my way. And then I'm going to get started on some throwing. I do have a kiln opening to do. We might get to that a little bit later. It's cooling down just a little bit more. Is this the right one? Yes, I brought it back over here. Good. Oops. Let's see, here we go. Let's fit this in here. I'm going to be working on my 10-ounce mugs again. I'm going to get a new bag for my reclaim. There we go. Whoop, splatter stuff everywhere. Let's see, it is 2:54. Let's see how much I can make in an hour. Well, one day this week I did a bunch of these little 10-ounce mugs. I guess you could say off the clock because I wasn't streaming it, and I ended up doing like 30 and 45 minutes. So we'll see if I can do that again or if it was just a fluke. That's gonna need something. I don't know if this will even work that well. These are horrific throwing sponges, but my throwing sponge is not softened up yet. Should have let it soak longer. I will have to measure this again because I know my guides aren't going to be working. Or working, yes, they're just not going to be set correctly. We've got a bunch of these little 10-ounce mugs to do. All right, that's good. It's even just maybe a smidgen too tall. So let's set this back up. Okay, that's good. One mug. I may do some other sizes of mugs too, but I want to definitely do the 10-ounce mugs. Been using the fresh clay on these because the fresh clay is so soft, because it is like not just fresh to me, it's like freshly made in the past month, so it's super soft. But it's almost perfect for throwing little things like these where you don't have to move the clay around all that much. You know what? I do have two of these. I have two different ones of these. I owe Mir an apology. I thought I found this one on the floor and I could not see the second one, so I thought he had taken off with it. Minnie brought a lizard in, and so she and Mir are playing with its dead corpse. The sweet part in all of that is she brought in the lizard and she is letting him play with it. As she would a kitten, which is what she did with her kittens. I can put stuff right there since I don't have a cat. But that's why all the cat toys are lizards around here, because that's what Minnie does, is she goes out back and she catches lizards. Well, it's Jenny. Hey, good afternoon. Realized I had part of my chat covered up. There we go. Jenny, I'm doing good, and the kitties are amusing themselves right now because they have, like I said, Minnie has caught a lizard, and the lizard is now deceased, but it is still providing hours and hours of entertainment. And I found it kind of sweet that Minnie brought it in and let Mir play with it. instead of taking it away from him or being protective of it. Right? I got to see Minnie's having fun. Jenny, yeah, we lost Kiba earlier this year, so we have 2 studio cats still. We briefly had 3. Kiba crossed the Rainbow Bridge. He was 17 years old. Yeah, it was back in March, so it's not been that long. I say, you know, I always said if only he knew how many people wanted to pet him and worship him. It's like, now he knows, and he's mad at every single one of you for not coming to see him. Yeah, we dipped his tail in the clay one last time. There you go. No, he was up here. He made an appearance like the day before because he ended up just having a little stroke. You know, he didn't have, that was the thing about him, like we knew whenever he went it would be quick because he didn't have like outstanding health issues. He was just old. So he went quickly. You little old man. So Lassa? Oh yeah, so Megan has a kiln-dried dish and it is unglazed. So they did a bisque firing? So what did they make? Yeah, so Mir is the new kitty. He is a gray long-haired cat, and he is he's not quite a year old yet, but he is huge. Yeah, I assume he's just going to get bigger. That's why I say Minnie was treating him like a kitten because he's young, but he's full grown, you know, ish. He'll probably get bigger, but he's still a pretty big cat compared to her. It's got feet. Yeah, I'd love to see a picture. Changeling Chain, hello, how have you been? Oh, yeah, Kiba's playing with your Solaris and Polaris now. Is she keeping him in check? Occasionally. He gets on her nerves a lot because he is a wild kitten, and she's like, I want to play, but just give me a break sometimes. But now that she's used to him, they run and play and have fun. Because Minnie always wanted Kiba to play, but he never would, so I thought she would like having someone else around to play with, and she does. Jane, you did, so did I. Yeah, so Artist Alley applications are open for TwitchCon, so if anybody is thinking about going, you might as well apply. It doesn't cost anything. So Changeling Chain, you haven't been since that first year, or the first year we went was like 19. But we've been to every one since. Whoa, hey. Hey Adirondack, you're on the ferry back from Vermont. So you can hang out here for a bit. Sure. Oh, nice. See, I was thinking it was like animal feed, but they did a little hand-built plate with stamps on it. Nice. Now she's got to do the hard part of like figuring out what color she wants it to be. New things on the slideshow, yes. Updated it a little bit. What was it? When was it this year? Like our entire computer, our hard drive crashed. So we had to like completely redo everything that was on the computer. So we redid the slideshow at that time. I'm like, why did we redo? Oh yeah, because we had to. We had to redo everything. Yeah, we've got a show this weekend. I'm throwing some today because we're just going to pack up tomorrow. It's a little show. It's a fairly local show. It's the Kentucky Fiber Festival up in Lexington. So Daniel's going to do the show while I take care of the gallery here. And possibly get some work done in the studio too. Jenny said, oh, you've been away too long. Oh, don't apologize. How dare you have a real life? Jane, you might start going to the state Ren fairs now that you have a newer car. Yes, I bet your stuff would do well there. I have never actually exhibited at a Ren fair, though there are several like within driving distance here. And I wonder if things have changed. Like when I checked on them, you know, a while back, like you had to commit to like a month of weekends basically, and usually we can't do that. Like now, I could actually have product for like an entire month with it without as much of a problem. It's just usually we've got something going on, another show. Sometimes it's even more than 1 month, yeah. Oh, Lassa, they're not glazing it at school. It's just an unglazed dish of sadness. That it could be like by itself a bisque piece. Like it could be used as like a drainage flower pot because you could put it outside because it's porous. So like the water would seep out and drain out. And it's elevated. I wonder if is it just because they didn't have time? I mean, it is the end of the school year. Maybe they don't have time to glaze it and fire it. Keep forgetting that school's almost over, or is over for a lot of people. Our university graduation is this weekend. Yeah, Mama Bird said, too bad some people can't submit together and alternate the weekends to make it easier. I'm sure maybe somebody does that. And there are some places, like I'm sure a lot of the food vendors probably like hit multiple locations at the same time. But it's like everything else. Like I kind of think, like I feel like I saw one time where the Tennessee Renaissance Festival, which is going on right now, like they may have something on a week by week basis, but I feel like you would probably get the worst spot. Like they're not going to put the weekly people in the best spot. But it's been years since I've even like been to a Ren Fair. Then they're making something else that will be glazed and fired. Should you reach out to your local MFA department here and see if people could intern for you? Then you could admit to more places. That would so I've had a couple of interns come through here through our local university, and I wouldn't count on interns as a reliable source of help because you have to provide something to them. It's like not really fair just to use them as a workhorse. The interns that came through here, they were required to do basically I think 10 hours a week, hours of an internship to get their credit, and then they had to write a paper about their experience at the end. So I had them helping me a little bit, but it was only 10 hours a week, and I tried to provide as much educational, information as rather than just say, here, do this every day, Because the internships, I offered it as, come experience a working studio. Yeah, so yeah, just keep in mind you're going to be teaching as much as they are going to be helping a little bit. Yeah, there is like I knew the department head, and so they had some people in mind when I approached them about an internship that they recommended to me at the time. And because really an internship, like every school is different, but for our school, like an internship, like it's driven by the individual. It's like something they're supposed to seek out. There are very there may be some internship opportunities that are advertised, but they're really supposed to go out and find something. But I guess if I wanted to do it more, I could go like do a presentation to get interest. How does the internship benefit me? So it benefits me because for roughly 10 hours a week, I get some assistance in the studio. Not all of that 10 hours was like actual, like having somebody like do labor for me. It was just as much, I'd say about half of it was, teaching somebody how I do things, and then them helping me with it. So there's a lot of a learning curve there, but then also I would answer questions and just kind of go over everything I'm doing. If I'm doing something, educate somebody on the real world logistics of running a studio and a business. And in turn they get that knowledge and school credit, so they get college credit for it. So you love to teach those? So if you could do it, you think it'd be a good experience for you? Yeah. Have I ever hired a student? Yes, I have. So we had, so some of the interns I had, like, I also hired them for, like another 10 to 20 hours a week. Like they would do their intern hours, and then on top of that, help me for a little bit longer. And I've had some summer students, but largely, so I've had 3 interns come through here. And largely they have not lived around here, so when they're done with their schooling, then they would like move away home or go somewhere else. So I also kind of like thought of the internship as a way to say, hey, this is, show them, hey, this is a possibility. This is one way to have a career as an artist, but also it will show you definitely if this is something you don't want to do, it's better to know this now before you graduate, because there is so much I don't want to say mysticism, but there's so much like, oh, that looks like it would be so much fun, it's so relaxing, that must be such an easy job, and so much of that perception of any artist career that people don't realize the nitty-gritty of the day-to-day activities. So a lot of people are genuinely surprised when they find out that it is actually work. Oh yeah, it's a job just like any other. It's a small business. It's like, yes, you have the final say in everything, but you have to have the final say in everything, you know? You get to control everything, but you're responsible for everything. Right, you don't get paid sick leave or vacation, yeah. Right, it's all part of being independent. Hey, Journey. Yeah, there's pros and cons to everything. Responsibilities run away. Well, you blinked and the pottery is done. These go pretty fast. Yeah, one thing I always say is, you know, I worked sometimes upwards of 50 hours a week at a factory, you know, before I did this, and kind of did this on the side. And when I was able to go full time at this, you know, I said, well, I work instead of working 50 hours swing shift at a factory, I just work, you know, 75 hours a week for myself. but it is satisfying knowing that, you know, the hard work you put in is gonna like get you somewhere. Jenny, yes, it says fluff you fluffin' fluffer. That is a new one. This is one of them that I was about to glaze yesterday, but it ended up having a hole in it. So, but this is what it looks like. You worked 90 hours of salary at your last job. Ooh. And then you were let go. Tech has moved on. You're rearranging your life as you'd like to be a small business. Right, Shane? Yeah, it's one thing we love about Twitch. We're able to talk freely, shop freely with so many people. That's what the community is. Whoops, tile. That would have been a mess. Yeah, I say, you know, support anybody who wants to be a full-time artist or full-time business owner, you know, small business owner, which is what it is. You just have to kind of know what you're getting into. Don't like get worked up and believe all the hype. It's like I was working, you know, at a factory swing shift, and I before we even, you know, I thought about being full-time, you know, when we were getting really busy with the orders of custom pottery. I was like, okay, I would get off of a midnight shift, and I would test myself to see if I had the work ethic and the willpower to like continue working out in the studio for a little bit to get something done even when I didn't feel like it, because that's the big thing. Everybody thinks turning a hobby into a business is going to be fun, but when you get into it, you sometimes get disgusted with it. As a matter of fact, I was just, and also be willing to tweak your craft model to when the customer wants. Maybe what you're making, so maybe what you're making isn't a realistic product, yeah. And that's one thing that got us, similar to that, a mentality that you know, helped us get our first big popular product was like the yarn bowl, and it was something that someone asked me to make. And now a lot of the things that somebody might ask for, I'm like, I don't feel like making that. But this one was like, and I could have done that with this, but this was like, let me try. Let me give that a try. Okay, it's not that bad. And you know, I ended up making them and making more and more and more, and it became, you know, ended up being in the right place in the right time, and so we made a bunch of yarn bowls. And that is the product that got us to go full time. But I could very well have said, no, I don't make those. I'm just gonna, you know, keep with what I've got, and I wouldn't be here today. But I enjoy the process just as much as the finished pieces, but I enjoy having an excuse to make things. And I like making things that people want to use every day, not just sit on a shelf. Chainmail greeting card holders. What does that do? Does it like hang them? What does that mean, Changeling Chain? So Changeling Chain, do you mind me asking, like, how you source your materials? Like, are you gonna be hurt? Are the tariffs bothering you? Jamie, that's right. You no longer have to chase your yarn across the floor. Yeah, the show we're going to this weekend is another fiber festival. You found an American primary source, but you don't know how their own sources will affect prices downstream, yeah. Jenny, thank you. Geek Retro, is that what it's called? Geek Retro. We've actually this year started making a lot of newer things, like we're getting into different, some different anime categories, and just because based on like what we're seeing that's popular. And we had a good response. We had one show where we took some samples too, and so like we had Naruto and One Piece and Attack on Titan, and then My Hero Academia. That probably did like was the slowest of all of them, but any so any suggestions on the anime front of like things we should do? I want to do some it's not technically anime, the anime genre, but it's animated. It's the well, Earthbending. It's like the Earth Kingdom is what I'm wearing. Avatar. Yeah, fingers crossed. And the Akatar, that's right, and then the books. Which, I mean, we've always been about books. But we've made, like, some specific book-related things, like the, Actually, I don't know if any of it's in the kiln right now. But it's like, I like big books and I cannot lie, or I have no shelf control. Bleach has some amazing art. I think Daniel has watched some of Bleach. I think Daniel wants to do some Dragon Ball stuff or some Pokemon things. Yeah, with books we do. I've done Akatar. Of course, we did Outlander, and of course all the things that have been made into TV shows or movies that were based on books. Like you got Lord of the Rings and Hitchhiker's Guide and Princess Bride. Like I learned recently that The Princess Bride, like one of the reasons it was so good is because the author of the book wrote the screenplay as well. You don't see any of the honey pots. Really? I don't know. I may have missed them, but they're on the website, aren't they? Are they not? Actually, just sold a couple of them not too long ago to somebody who was like about to do their first honey harvest. You watched most of Naruto. I watched Naruto and then Naruto Shippuden. Like, what this was like 20 years ago. But yeah, we like downloaded it and watched it with subtitles. Because like that was like Cartoon Network had it for like maybe 3 seasons or something, and if you wanted more you had to go in search of it. I mean, I guess you can tell we had we just lost a 17-year-old cat and we had named him after Naruto. Oh, you learned your lesson. Don't look on the website because you want everything. Well, you know what? I would rather that than you look and say that you don't like any of this stuff. We need to open a store in the UK, yes, as long as I can come over there and stock it regularly. Alright, I lost my metal rib of death, but where did it go? There it is. So right now we have 24 of these, which means we should be able to make a total of 64 of them, if I've counted correctly. If not, then we'll see what we get. We'll see what we end up with. Oops, stay with me now. You like that mug because it's wobbly. Oh, the fingering one. Yes, we've got some of those as well. I gotta say it correctly. It's a fingering yarn mug. It's like I love the responses I get when I'm just casually talking about some of these, you know, innuendos on the mugs, and somebody's like, what did you just say? Or I don't even know what it looks like on the closed captioning. Yeah, we could type it in chat. I think so, because most of these are going to be the 10 ounce. go. Good afternoon. Lurk away. Yes, please. There's one that needs some water. Oh, you meant the big bucket. Okay, it is that one in case you need it. Yeah, this one right here. This over there too. And here's the stamp pad. No, that is not my bunny. It is, who is it? Are you in here? Is it Crazy Cat Lady? No, someone ordered the mug with the bunny on it, and they sent me a picture of it with the inspiration, with the bunny. Though we will get to see some of the Angora bunnies this weekend. This is one of the places where I saw an Angora bunny for the first time. Little floof balls. This is the show where someone offered to trade me a bunny for pottery. It is. Yeah, so he thought it was pretty risky having cats and rabbits around. Yeah, I've heard stories, though, of, like, the bunnies actually chasing the cats, depending on how big they are. Yeah, I know there's like different breeds of the bunnies, and some of them are, you know, as big, if not bigger, than a regular house cat. All right, well, we still have a few minutes to go before we reach the hour mark of where I've been throwing for an hour almost, and we have 30 pieces. So right now we're at 5 till 4, and I'm going to see what the next hour, what we can get done in the next hour. Hopefully another 30. I think I have 34 more to go, so we'll see if we can get all those done. Don't forget to hydrate. You know, I think I need to go actually get my bottle. Celeste, hello. Good afternoon. I want to do at least 64 of these little ones. And maybe a few of the 20-ounce mugs, and then as the kiln's cooling down, I may do a kiln opening of the pieces I was glazing yesterday. So if you watched yesterday's stream, those pieces, the majority of them are done. I don't think I was able to fit quite every single piece in the kiln, but we got most of them in there. So during our next ad break, I'll go grab my drink because it's in the, I think it's still in the fridge. I actually had a frozen Coke today. I haven't had one of those in years, but it was a frozen strawberry. It was technically Fanta. But I'm in the South. We call everything Cokes. boop, 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 boop. What I should do is slow down, but of course I'm not doing that yet. There we go. Slow the wheel down. So I just did 10 in 15 minutes. I don't know if we can keep that up or not. Am I more productive on or off stream? Most of the time off stream. And most of the time I will say, like, I think throwing is probably mock snicks. Like, I do a little bit better off stream with throwing, but for the most part, throwing is the easiest thing for me to stream, and the most productive thing for me to stream. Because I'm really not having to move stuff around. When I'm glazing, like I have to move everything over here and back again. But still, it's not like that huge of a difference. Usually, like doing something, like throwing is usually the easiest thing for me to stream because I don't have to concentrate all that hard on what I'm doing usually. Whereas when I'm glazing, I have to really, I have to look at what I'm doing, and make sure I've got everything, got the glaze where it needs to go and not where I need to wipe it off from, and so it takes a bit more concentration to actually do the task. One thing that streaming does do for me is sometimes it makes me like it forces me to do the same thing. Like instead of like going squirrel and like, oh yeah, I forgot to do this. I need to go do this. I need to do that. And oh yeah, I forgot about this over here. I've got to sit down and do something for a couple of hours and complete it. And while that's not usually a challenge for me, because I'm more the opposite. I'm more of like, I get hyper focused and I don't want to stop. But sometimes I can get frazzled and bounce around to 3 things. But if I'm streaming, I've got to be like, nope, I've got to organize this so that I can do this one thing for a few hours. So it forces me to be a bit more organized. Sometimes you feel like you need the pressure. I'll say I'm the opposite. No. I'm like, if I'm doing something new that I'm not comfortable with, nope. I don't want anybody around. Though, like, so when I did classes, like, I had a couple people come in and say, hey, can we stream this? I want to stream this class. And I asked them, I'm like, because at the time I'm like, you don't have to do this. And I think I started out by saying, yeah, you don't have to stream this if you don't want to, if it makes you uncomfortable. And they're like, no, I want to stream it. That way, I'm held accountable. I'm like, okay. say you can't be trusted, or you'll squirrel too. Yeah. Okay, still attached. I couldn't see it at first. I was like, where did it go? Oh no, this one might not make it. I'll try it one more time. Over there. Almost. All right. I did not think that one would make it. And it is fairly even too. I'm gonna support that bottom section a little bit more because it looks like it's trying to collapse, but there we go. Knitter Girl, hello, good afternoon. I'm going to make this one, hopefully this one will be number 50. If I don't jinx it, if I haven't just jinxed it. We have 49 so far. All right, we have 50 pieces. Now, I do need to go find my drink, so I'm going to take a quick break for a second. So I'll be right back. we're back. And I did get my drink. There it is. So how's everybody doing today? Hope you're having a good week. Hope you're surviving allergy season. I don't know how it is everywhere else, but things are blooming like crazy. Like, we have a lot of honeysuckle around our house, and so you step outside of our garage and that's like all you smell. Instant sinus infection. I love the way it smells. I love it. Knitter girl, I'm doing pretty good. Right, see ya. Well, I've got to remember to take home my tomatoes today. I got a bunch of fresh tomatoes. My neighbor who has the restaurant went to like a produce auction and got a bunch of stuff and brought home a bunch of like tomato plants. And so I've got a bunch of fresh cherry tomatoes. We have had quite a few various storms over the past few weeks, Knitter Girl. We think we're supposed to be getting something maybe on Friday. We have had hail. So we were up in Maryland like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. And we had hail while we were outside in our tent trying to sell pottery. And then last week, we had hail here, like in the eastern part of the state. They had like up to baseball-sized hail. Ours here was just like pea to marble size. You had tropical storms the last week or so. Yeah, I don't associate tropical storms with the UK, but is that normal? Adirondack finally home. Shoo. Whoop. Let's fix that a little bit. We got a little bit wonky here. We are doing pretty good. We have 51 pieces. I do one over there. Yeah, 51 pieces. Actually, no, that's 52, 53. This will be 54. So there we go. So Adirondack, was this like a special trip, or do you have to use the ferry to get out and about? Oh, it was the tail end of somebody else's storm, because you usually get the tail ends as they die out across the sea. Gotcha. Well, I guess that's kind of like us. We'll get the aftermath of a hurricane or a tropical storm, but where it'll be a bad thunderstorm, but not as bad as when it hit the coast. Eslu, thank you for the follow. Going for another 100 today? I don't know. I don't know if I'll have time for 100. But I've got, I think, 64 of these little guys to make. And then I'll probably try to do a few of the 20 ounce. But then I'm going to do a small kiln opening. Maybe. We might have 63 of these to make. Feel it down there. Popping a few air bubbles where it collapsed on me. Make sure it's the right height. Water out of there, and we're good. Saved it. Your heart skipped a beat. You did an activity at Shelburne Farms with a client. There's a couple of bridges that you go to Vermont, but a ferry is the fastest from where you're located. Gotcha. Well, it's go slowly across a ferry or sit in traffic over waiting for a bridge. So the pieces I was glazing yesterday are all done. They're just cooling down in the kiln. And from what I can see on the first layer, everything looks good. There may be a few things I have to refire. been a gorgeous day. Yeah, the view from the ferry is incredible too, I bet. All the green mountains on the way there and the Adirondacks on the ferry back. Jeannie, yeah, you love the cobalt blue over black combo every time you see it. Yes, it's one of our most popular ones. I think you're talking about the one up here. This one, the what I call the Starry Night. All right, we have 60. Adirondack said you need music for your streams. You're realizing how often you're quiet. That's how I am, because I get into a groove and I do forget to say things. But I'm using YouTube copyright-free music so that it won't get flagged. I used to use Pretzel Rocks, but it has had a massive reduction in its content. I don't know why. All right, this is the last of the 10-ounce pieces. So I was actually right. I counted. We have 64. Like pieces measured up. I'm trying not to jinx it and say, you know, before I lose this last one, but that I thought I had 64 pieces. There we go. All right, now next, let's see how far. 51. I have 5 more minutes before 2 hours. So we did 34 pieces so far this hour, and I still have 5 minutes before my hour's up. That's pretty good. And now the 20-ounce mugs take a little bit longer to do just because they're a little bit bigger. It's a little bit more clay to move around, and this clay is not as soft as those. I think this is still my previous batch of clay. Because we got a fresh batch of clay in last week, and when I mean fresh, not just fresh to me, but like freshly made. So it's not been sitting in a warehouse or anywhere for a while. It's super, super soft. But this specific piece is not. So same shape, just larger. And then I'll need to measure this just to reset my guide. So where's my ruler? There it is. I've lost my mark. There it is. Perfect. All right. Let's move this. There we go. Jenny, so when I order clay, do I order by how many units I want to make, or is it sold in preset amounts? No, so it comes in bricks. It comes in 25-pound bricks and in boxes. So I've got these boxes down here that hold the clay, and each box has, if I can pick this up with my slippery hands, each box has a 25-pound brick in it, so they're 50-pound boxes. And then we measure it out. Now, because we make so much stuff here, you know, we have so much scraps. Not like as much as I used to, because I think I'm getting better. But we do have scraps, and I will mix the scraps in with the fresh clay or the reclaim in the pug mill. That way, I'm not like wasting a lot of clay. It's like all the little scraps that I've been cutting off of the pieces here. I save it in a bag, and I'll just mix that back in with the fresh clay. And then if pieces break, we have a reclaim bucket, we put things in so we can reuse the clay. So we technically buy clay by the pound. And I get it by the literal ton. It actually is 2,500 pounds per pallet. We can get up to 3,000 pounds in the van and transport it safely, which we've done before, but right now, the clay right now, it comes in like 2,500 pound pallets. So no random sponges or bottle tops for a while. No, I wouldn't say that. Like the little ones, like I did use the fresh clay for, but we will still be recycling things. Well, we'll have to kind of watch how much I put in each batch because the clay is soft already. I don't want it to be like too soft to use with too much reclaim. All right, 66, so 36 pieces in an hour. I'll take that. It's also crazy to think that most of the weight is just water that'll evaporate. Yeah, it doesn't quite lose half of its mass when it dries and when it goes through the bisque. That's when, like, you know, obviously the moisture is burned away, but also any of the organic materials in the clay, then that's burned away too. Actually, let's look right here. Where's my so I'm starting with you know, a pound of clay here. You take so this has been bisque fired, so and I've added the, you know, medallion on there. It is 15 ounces right now, and so it started out as 18 ounces because 1 pound and 2 ounces on the wheel. I cut a little bit of that off, but with the handle and medallion and everything else, right now it weighs 15 ounces, so it lost a couple ounces of weight just being in the bisque firing. And then the glaze doesn't add that much more to it. The ship weight on these is still under a pound. Yeah, so with the medallion and with the handle on there, you think it might have been like 1.5 pounds of raw clay. So not quite half. It didn't. That's not even half. That's what, not even a quarter of its weight. But it's a kind of a rule of thumb that I have is that if whatever poundage I start off with for a piece, like its finished glaze ship weight is going to be somewhere around that same bit. It might alter, you know, it might be a bit more exaggerated if I'm talking about like great big huge bowls that have to be trimmed or something, but why are we so wobbly? Here we go. Ooh, careful now. All right. Whoa! I could never do that again if I tried. Never, ever. There we go. Whoa! I think we can put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Okay. It's not dead yet. Here we go. Let's try to compress this down a little bit. There we go. All right. Saved it. Copper Moth, thank you for the raid. Hey, Red Fury. And Katniss Quinn. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Good afternoon. Says a cozy copper raid. Copper, hey, you're bringing over your angelic troublemakers, I see. Well, welcome everybody. I promise not to feed any of your people to the cat, okay? But welcome in. What were you working on? How was your stream? Katniss Quinn, thank you for the follow. Go ahead and feed them to the cat. They probably deserve it, yeah. Well, the cats have already been chomping on lizards today, so I think they're full. You're working on a mushroom. A second mushroom. Well, we have been successfully making it muggy in here. This is number 70. And right now, I think it is time to go check on the kiln and to do a kiln opening, because I've been letting my little kiln cool down. This is going to be a small kiln opening. But I think it is time. So y'all are here just in time. Perfect timing. Get it cleaned up. I'm gonna move my camera. So I'm gonna try to prevent an earthquake. Let's see. Let's get everything out from under the clay and. There we go. Now, I'm gonna go hook this up at my kiln and be right back. Go feed the peppers. That's much more important. Maybe I'll get one of my cats to show up. I see one in the front window. Let's see. Where's my tripod? It's tangled up in everything. Why wouldn't it be? Does the fan bother everybody? Can y'all hear the fan? Or do I need to turn it off? If I can get over here and turn it off. It's like I would block myself from it if I put the boom up first. We're almost there. I'm actually kind of glad Mir isn't back here, because he gets way too curious about, he's like, well, what are you doing in the big warm box? Yeah, it was my my vent exhaust fan like pulling the heat out, but so it wasn't like it was like blowing on me for comfort or anything. So wait, I forgot something important. There we go. I'm gonna go adjust because it looks kind of blurry. All right. Whoop, a little bit more, but you can see a lot of things there. There are 3.5 layers, I think, in here. So I'm gonna start getting some of them out. You see some of the pieces like that one is pink with white on top. This one back here is a unicorn, the unicorn farts. The ones like that's Stormy Skies. And then some of the ones in the top corner are gonna be Sweet Pea. You can see one of those that says fluff you fluffin' fluffers in there. So we'll come a little bit further that way. And so here is one of the health potion bottles, and this one is the Stormy Skies. This is a little dish that will go with one of the not air plant pots, but the little like punny plant pots. So I'll show you the other side of it. That was just like a little bottom section. We have this is a an order for a crochet group. They're all naughty hookers, and then I've got this one, which is a custom order. Set Tour mugs from Set Tours is from the book series and the TV show A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. Very good book series and a very well done show as well. A new thing we have in here. This is the very first time. This is the very first one I've made, and so the very first time anybody is seeing it. We have Cusco's mug. The mug for Cusco. And then this is a custom order that in yellow and black. This is not fragile like a flower, fragile like a bomb. What did we change over to? All right. Let's see about these others. So I do have two of these. We have a fluff you fluffin' fluffers. And then number 2. We have this one that says, well-behaved women seldom make history. Got 2 of these because I needed one for an order. And this one, I may have to refire because it had some gaps in it, but it says, buy me yarn and tell me I'm naughty. And then the larger, not fragile like a flower, fragile like a bomb, in the Sweet Pea color. My sea spray is a little bit thick there, so it's a bit more green than it is blue. Alright, so let's get the shelves out of here carefully, making sure nothing is stuck to it. We have potion bottles, and more mugs. Here we go. The kiln is still like warm to the touch, but not hot by any means. It says it's at 115 degrees. So we've got some of the potion bottles. This is one of the unicorn farts. Pinkish purple over gray. We have the mana blue. We have a polyjuice potion. We have the black over pink. And Treebeard. So kind of like the shiny bluish green over matte greenish brown. And then one of the Cusco potion bottles, which is what I started making. And they've been so popular that I made the mug. And this was a custom color, 10 ounce. Nevertheless, she persisted. See how warm these are, because like putting my fingers on the inside of the potion bottles was it's a little bit warm on the inside of those. So I'm not sure how long I want to carry these. I can get them out of the kiln anyway. Let's set them over here. Something stuck here. There we go. Okay. I could feel it picking up the stilt with it. That's why I try to be careful. More potion bottles. And then we've got mugs with the like a paw print inside of a heart. And then this one is, this is the shape of Kentucky. It says bless your heart. And this is the green and black, which I just call the jade and black colorway. And we had, this is the Treebeard keep calm and carry yarn. And then a nevertheless she regenerated. I haven't made this one in a while, but it was made it for the when they announced the female Doctor Who. Let's get these guys out of here, and then where's this one? This one says, "Poor unfortunate souls in pain, in need." And then we got some more Cusco's potion bottles, and this one will show your age. This is gummy berry juice. And then the green and black potion bottle, and we have a skull and crossbones poison in red and black. And then just a fun pink and blue. Okay. Let's see how warm these guys are. This says a creative mess is better than tidy idleness. Same thing. We had, normally I make the Dungeon Masters in black, but we had a custom one in Starry Night ordered. Let's see what we have here. We have a Yarnaholic, and this one is a Yin Yang D20 graphic. It's like these don't have to come out right now, so I'll just leave them for a bit. A Bless Your Heart, another Bless Your Heart in Kentucky, and then this one was the leaf impression in the shape of Kentucky. And then, oh yeah, here we go. We can't have a successful kiln load without curse words. And there's the Yarnaholic again, looking good. And then we had a couple of these that were the not fragile like a flower, fragile like a bomb. And yarn is cheaper than therapy in the sweet pea. So pretty good. A few things I have to refire. But overall, a good kiln load. Nothing a complete disaster or loss. Welcome everybody. Didn't realize we had another raid. That's what I get for not checking the chat again after that last layer. So Buttercup, thank you for the raid. Two raids? What? And Megan, oh wow, so that's like a total of 3, because we had another one earlier before I opened the kiln. Wow, welcome everybody. And Megan too. What were y'all working on? So Buttercup, how was your stream? What were you doing? I'm sorry, I missed Megan. Double raid. You were doing the fundraising for St. Jude. Okay. You know what? Were you doing that yesterday as well? I think I raided right as you were getting off because I didn't realize you were ending. Oh, Buttercup, you were talking about archaeological news. Ooh. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, you normally find pottery that's old and broken, so you're glad to see the new stuff, yeah. Yeah, we actually on this load, for it being such a small kiln load, we got to get to use several of our colors. Like, you know, we have all of these over here that are available. We were able to get out like the yellow and the pink, and I think the only thing we didn't really get out was the orange. Our work will be future archaeologist work. Yeah. They'll think like outside of my house, because that's where I started the studio, was at home in my garage, like so many people do. And like there's gonna be so many random clay deposits like in our like side lot, and just pieces of stuff just chucked in the woods. Like I remember like one time, we live on a hill. I'll start off with, we live on a hill, and I was like, remember one time loading up for a show, and like a box got away from me, like kind of slid off the dolly and spilled, and like bowls rolled down the hill. And I recovered like most of them, but I remember one specifically, like it was pink. It was bright pink, and it was like rolling like down the hill and into the woods, and I've never seen it again. So it's in there somewhere, and I hope it's a nice habitat for something, but like it's going to present a very interesting query for an archaeologist someday. You're in Spain, and you're talking about an old mummy of a saint that it still has some like skin in good condition. Wow. No, I love that kind of stuff, so I'll have to check that out. Will they discover what really happened? Maybe. But I'm at a bit of a stopping point here. So we've made 70 pieces today, so I've been throwing. So we did that and then unloaded the kiln, and I'm probably going to refire a couple of these things, but work on putting together some of my mugs tonight, assuming they dry out. That's a big if, because it's very humid right now. So I'll maybe put together some things, but do a kiln refire, and then tomorrow I'm going to be loading up for a show, so we'll be doing a lot of like packing and sorting and getting ready for the show this weekend. I am actually going to be here working at the gallery, but we'll see. Maybe I'll be able to do like some late night streams or whatever, so see what I can get done in the studio. Because I'll probably be here after I'm at the gallery. The cat taco is vacant. It is. It's actually it's got one of the lizards. It's got their new little mousy toy. But the cats have been playing with an actual live lizard today because Minnie brought in a lizard, and it was kind of sweet because we have the two cats in the studio. Minnie is our now she is our older cat, and but she's also our mama cat because she came in and had kittens like 8 years ago. And but the new cat, Mir, he's like almost a year old, but he's still very much a kitten. She lets him play with it. Like, she brought it in, she caught it, but she gave it to him and let him play with it. And I thought that was very sweet because that's what she used to do with her kittens. So lizard is deceased, but that doesn't mean that Mir's not still playing with it. How creepy cute, I know. Now, isn't this time to go to show off like the snack time emote? Where is snack time? I'm gonna do this because that's what people thought of. Like, I'm like, snack time emote needs to be Minnie with a lizard because she would like bring in lizards every single day. There it is, Spook. You got it. Yeah. Forgot we had so many different ones. We're still keeping all Akibas. But you have to go out. Go now for dinner. Yeah, get something to eat. Thank you so much for stopping by. I see somebody. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I had to say something, didn't I? Yes, buddy. I know. You've been playing with him. Mir brought me the lizard. I look down and see Mir, and he set the lizard down here at my feet. The dead lizard. This is Mir. Whoa, another raid. Welcome, everybody. Good afternoon. He's been playing with this thing this entire time and carrying it around. Mummy gets a treat, yes. I know, poor lizard. He will get dirty. Yes, he will. He's a long-haired cat. He will get dirty. But we do this so he doesn't get his little feet wet. There you go. He's like, it's cuddle time. Look at what I have done. You gonna go make sure it's still there? There you go. Go get it again. Carry it somewhere else before I throw it away. So who? I was trying to figure out, was it another raid or am I just not getting my notifications? I think it was just a late notification. But Gift, thank you for the follow. Hey, buddy. Is it time for treats? Haven't you had enough treats today? With the lizard? So this is Mir. This is the kitten. Oh, Irene's account can't raid yet. Oh no. Here we go. Look at these feet. Well, that's not the view we need. Mir. Here we go. Let's just turn around this way. He's becoming a bit of a cuddle bug too. He's figuring out how to cuddle. Like he's so hyper that he doesn't always want to settle down or know how to settle down, but he's learning. He's learning. Look at that face. All right. We are now a cat stream. We finally had one of the supervisors show up. I can't believe he brought me the lizard. Megan, I know, like, I hadn't realized how much he had grown because I see him every day, but Daniel had come by the studio because he hasn't seen him in a little while in person, and he's like, whoa, you have doubled in size. So I, like, looked at some of the pictures from the first day he was here. Yeah. I think he's still got some growing to do. He's still fairly skinny. He's just fluffy. Yep. Trying to keep your tail out from under the wheel, buddy. I'm trying to help you keep it out of the water bucket. Wolf, come on. I mean, look at these feet. Can't see them. There's one of those feet. He's a rag doll. He does not know what to do. He is so relaxed. We're getting a good purr. We're getting a good purr. So now it's time for me to see who to raid. Might go see Crochet. That's it, he's done with us. Crochet's working on, looks like a little baby giraffe. Here we go. So guys, thank you for watching and thank you for all the raids and all the new follows. We were able to get 70 pieces done today and a kiln opening. So thank you for hanging out with me today. Thanks for keeping me company while I got a little bit of work done. And I will see y'all later. I probably will not be here tomorrow, but I hope to be back sometime over the weekend. So if I don't see you again, have a good weekend, and I will see y'all later. Here we go.